Lights, camera, and action. In Unreal 5.1, getting video moving either on a screen, streaming from your computer, or also using render targets is easier than ever. So in this video, I'm going to go over how to play a video in Unreal. And if you're interested in using something like a render target where you're capturing something live, I will post a link to another video that I've done in the past for how to do that. However, in this case, we are going to hit P and get started for playing a video inside of Unreal. What are the steps? It's actually pretty easy, and the key thing is to put items in the right folders and hook up all of the content. So how do we do that? Well, the first thing that we need to do is to make a folder. So I'm going to hit Control-Shift-N and then type movies. And that makes a new folder. I'm going to right click and I'm going to set the color. Make that a nice blue. I like to color folders when I'm working on them. Then I am going to give you a link to the content, to sample content that Epic has provided, which will then allow us to rapidly go through this tutorial. So what do? I am going to download the content and I am going to copy and paste it into this movies folder. So a quick way to paste this into the movies folder, let me pull up my sample content folder, which is right here. So I'm going to select these and Control-C. Then I am going to right click here and I am going to go to Show in Explorer. Then I can just see this has got the right path. I can just Control-V and paste that there. Now, if you've just pasted it, sometimes Unreal will just recognize that you've dropped stuff in and say, hey, do you want to import that? So I'm going to say yes. And it's got a TV and a texture mask and a material for that TV. But one of the things that's interesting is the media file is not showing up. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to import that. So I'm double clicking, and when you import that, that's one of the first key elements that you need is a media file source. And when you double click that, one of the key hookups is that you need to make sure that you plug in the path for that video file. So I've done that. I'm going to save. So we've got the media file source, and now the other thing that we need to create is a media player. So we'll just right click, go to media and media player. So we'll click here, and it asks you, when you create the media player, do you want to create an output media texture asset, which I do. And that media texture asset is then going to be the thing that plays on the TV. So my player. And so when I've finished typing that in, it creates the texture asset as well. Now I'm going to save everything. I'm going to bring this TV in because the UVs are set up correctly on this TV, and I'm also going to, it's set up correctly also to use this mask, which is kind of fun. So we'll do that. All right, we've got the TV here. I'm going to make the TV just a little bigger. So scale that up. What else? There we go. All right. So now I am going to apply the media texture to the TV, and that's going to create a material out of that. So I'm going to double click on the material. So I'm going to hold down the U key, create a texture coordinate index. The V tiling is 2:1. So we can hook that in. Also then we can apply the texture mask. So I'm going to select this in the browser, and then I'm going to hold down the T key, which will apply a texture sampler with that attached. Now I am going to use the G channel, which is the green channel. That's going to create the mask. So how do I do that? I'm going to hold down the L key and create a lerp, and then the G channel will go into the alpha, which then this can go here, and we can just plug that in and hit apply. All right, so now once we've got that all set up, we still need to do one more thing. We need to make this so that it will actually play the content in the blueprint system. So we'll go into the level blueprint and we'll set this up. So I've already set this up, and I will recreate this. The first thing that we need is a media player variable. So just click here to create a variable. So media player, and we need to make a media player variable. And this is the one that you want. So it should be this color. Now if I hold down the control key and drag it in, it will get the variable. And then we need to trigger it somehow. We could do it by a trigger box. In this case, I'm just going to set it to a keyboard bind. I had it set to a keyboard P. I was thinking play. And then there's different controls you can set up for this. I'm just going to keep it simple by just opening the source media. But you can do things like control the playhead to where you want it to play or rewind it. Maybe I'll go over that in another video. So in media source, there it is, open source. And we need to make sure everything is hooked up. So the media player needs to be hooked up, and the media source needs to be hooked up. Now if you skip any of these, you will not have a video being played in your scene. But we have hooked those up. Now let's hit play. Now if we hit the P key, well, look at that, the video is playing, but there's no audio. So what do we need to do to get audio to play? We can go in here and we can add audio sound. That's what it is. It's media sound. That's what we want. And just like with the other elements, we can then go in and tie that to the player. So now when we hit play and then we hit the P key, there it is. We can hear the sound from the video, and Unreal Engine is all set up and it's playing the video. Awesome! Well, if you like the video, give it a like and make sure to subscribe for more weekly Unreal content.